Welcome to The Voiceover with your host, Dee Foster III, where we discuss relevant topics that affect the culture with bold, independent commentary. Get ready to be inspired, enlightened, and encouraged.
It's Friday somewhere, and it's time for the Voiceover Now podcast. I'm your host, Dee Foster III, CEO and President of Wake Up Global Networks Internet. You know the spill. Before we get started, like, subscribe, share, follow. As a matter of fact, put this link in your contact. We're going to get into some things this week. I hope you've enjoyed our 5-part series relative to Drake, Lessons in Power. And today, I'm going to take you into what many of you request, our spiritual growth classes. Just a snippet. You have to go on my Patreon to get the whole recording if you desire. But before we get started, I want to say thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. I want to hear from you. Our email address is thevoiceovertheglobe@gmail.com. thevoiceovertheglobe@gmail.com. Also, go to our website. You know it's happening. Resurrection Sunday morning. Well, no, it's not morning. It's high noon. Resurrection Realities and Resurrection Fallacies right here on WPB Media Network. You can also catch it on our website. If you want more information for anything we're doing, visit our website, www.wakeupglobalnetworks.com, www.wakeupglobalnetworks.com. Also, have you seen us on Sunday morning? Sunday morning, the Voice of Hope Connection, giving you an inspirational word to get you through the week. You said, I'm not up at 7 o'clock. Well, you can be a part of the replay crew. And even as this show, you can always go back. You know, every now and then I like to let you peep in on our spiritual classes. We call it our spiritual growth sessions, where a few of us get together that desire to grow, and I impart as their mentor, I impart into them life principles and share with them how to experience spiritual growth. This is going to be key. Jeremiah, God told Jeremiah, before I formed you, I knew you. Before you became flesh and blood, I knew you, and I called you with a purpose. The problem with today, most people do not understand their calling and their purpose. But I'm going to give you a glimpse, and I'll be right back after I have a lot I want to talk about. Y'all know me. I just have a lot that comes to me. And I'm going to try to make it make sense and then categorize it. So I may talk about one or two subjects, then jump to another subject, spend a few minutes, not exhausted, but spend a few minutes and then jump to it, because there's a lot that I want to jump to. I know we just celebrate, well, not we. I know that the world just celebrated Valentine's Day. I wanted to talk about that. I wanted to talk because I think that as a awakened tribe, it's very important. No shade or no celebration, but I am advocate of knowing the origin of things so that I can be intelligent when I celebrate something and not just do it because that's the way the flow is going, right? Celebrating Saint Valentine anyway, that I'll get to that towards the end. And I'm not saying don't do it. It's kind of like Christmas, Xmas, all of those things. I'm not trying to pour water on those things. I just want you as an informed tribe to know. That's key, to know what you're doing and to do it with consciousness. So that if you do it with consciousness and we become aware. Yes, we want the truth. I want the truth of why we celebrate dead saints and call it Valentine's Day. Anyway, I won't get into that right now, okay? Because I know that was just here. But I did want to talk about, I want to talk about, but I want to talk about Mark for Destiny. I still want to stay with this destiny as the nodes are shifting. There is power in understanding your predestined you. There is so much authority and understand, yes, Cupid is a minor god. Cupid is a god. That's why, anyway, We'll get into that before we leave. But I want you to understand that there's power in understanding your predestined self. Your predestined you. For our life path to be fully understood, it must be done from a predestined viewpoint. Not when I got here. We talked about this before. Not when I arrived, but understanding and having a revelation that I am predestined. Now, if we were to break that down, you would say, what does that look like? Okay, here's the simplest way I've broken it down most of my life. To understand what it is to be predestined, here's the issue. What did God, Spirit, have in mind when I was formulated? What did he have in mind? What was the assignment? What was the purpose? That's predestination. What did God have in mind? He had something, God's Spirit had something in mind when he formulated us. To understand predestination is to get the revelation and to have it reveal of what the Father, the Mother had in mind when Dee Foster was placed into Harriet's womb. It was with a definite purpose. That's the best way I can help you understand predestination. That there was something that needed to be done on this planet. I want you to get this, that only you can do. Now I want you to lie on that. That there are things that only you. That's why no one has your fingerprint. That's why you are unique in your design. No one looks exactly like you. No one has all of your DNA. No one has nothing, all of nothing that you hold. Because you are pre-wired, and I'm going to show you that today. You are predestined. You are predetermined before you got here. What was God's purpose in mind? Now, I'm going to read something for clarity, Jeremiah 1, because I want to point out that God pre-plans us. There's no mistakes. I don't care what the situation is. It doesn't matter what the situation is. No one was brought here by a mistake. Every situation was pre-planned. It was predestined. As we were talking about, Magi and I, before we started, even if it was hard, it was lessons that would lead to development and growth and spiritual evolution. A seed fights its way out of the ground. A seed, if you know anything about a seed, you plant a seed of corn, of wheat, of barley, it has to push its way through the surface. It has, if you could see it, it's fighting to sprout. That's all human development. That's all maturity. You fight, as it were, to evolve. You go through darkness to evolve. You go through uncertainty to evolve. You go through clandestine situations to evolve. All of that. It is okay to say, I do not know. Stop trying to have the ego. See, it's egotistical when you always want to have all the answers. That's ego. That's a third dimensional self. It's spiritual when you say, I'm in this vacuum. I'm being developed. I'm becoming. And to be honest, I don't quite know. I don't know what I shall be, but I know when I do become, I'm going to become mature like him. So that's a part of evolution. We don't have it figured out because we've never been this way before. But that's cool because I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm applying lessons in my life. So I'm predestined. That's all I know. Some days I get up, to be honest, that's all I know. I'm supposed to be here. That's all I know. I was sent here. That's all I know. Everything else is a fog. All I know, I'm supposed to be here. I was sent here. That's all I know. I don't know what's next. I don't know how it's going to fall into place. If you that spiritual, bless you. I don't know all of that every day. All I know is I have a purpose. I'm supposed to be here. And I'm going to keep forcing my way up. I'm going to keep pressing my way, sprouting, growing, to see what I'm going to become. Right? Jeremiah. He says in verse 4. Now, I highlighted some words that I want you to kind of think about. The word of the Lord came to me saying, now this is key. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. I want you to just think about that. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. That's not just for Jeremiah. Before I formed you, that word know, genoskos, intimate. Intimate. So I don't meet God on this plane. I've been knowing God. I forgot. Coming through the birth canal is a very dark experience. And the gap of remembering, I want y'all to catch this, and forgetting is through the canal. I know that's all you're going to get. Listen, for more or the whole entire teaching, go to our Patreon. To find out how to subscribe to our Patreon, go to our website, www.wakeupglobalnetworks.com. www.wakeupglobalnetworks.com. Thank you so much for joining us. I want you to have a tremendous weekend. Don't forget, join us Sunday morning. Share this information, y'all. Share this information Sunday morning, 7 a.m., the Voice of Hope Connection. Until next week, this is D. Foster 3 reminding you, you have a voice. Keep lifting it. Peace.
Thank you for being a part of The Voiceover. Please follow us on all of our social media platforms to stay connected to our upcoming shows and guests. Instagram at The Voiceover Radio. Twitter at DPropheticI. That's the letter D, prophetic, EYE. If this show has enriched you in any way, please share The Voiceover among your circle. Until next time, keep allowing your voice to be heard.